Hello Internet, this video is part of the Jeep Projects playlist on Scott's Garage, where I'm in the process of restoring a 1946 Willys CJ2A together with my 89-year-old father, Doug. Now, part of this playlist, in addition to restoring the Jeep, is interviewing my dad. If it weren't for Dad, I would not have this project. And Dad's love for Jeeps began at a very young age, at the age of 17, when he joined the Air Force and he served in the Korean War. Now, this video is one of his stories. And in this story, he tells about how he was an eyewitness to dozens, perhaps even hundreds, of World War II Jeeps simply being tossed into the East China Sea. Keep watching. I want you to tell me what they did, and you were an eyewitness to it, with the old Jeeps at Bolo Point.
Well, I tell you what they done with it. It kind of upset me a little bit, and all the other troops that I was with, to take a good piece of equipment like the Jeep and run it up on the cliffs of Bolo Point and run them off into the ocean.
Just tossed them into the ocean.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and you know, but the people at the motor pool, they caught wind of it ahead of time, and some of the guys that I knew, we had a pretty good sized motor pool and mechanics and stuff there, got wind of it, and they started shipping different parts one at a time back home. And I think there was a song about it at one time about. I think it was Johnny Cash, one piece at a time, something like that. Mm-hmm. And that's what they were doing. And I didn't have access to any of that stuff, but the motor pool people did.
Sure. But you actually saw it. You saw they would just take a bunch of the Jeeps and drive them on Bolo Point, and they just push them off the cliff?
Yeah, push them off of it, down into the East China Sea.
I wonder if those Jeeps are still there.
It's probably all rotted out and stuff by now, and all kinds of stuff on it, like the Titanic, but that's probably what it is.
Yeah, they probably have become like a coral reef for fish and stuff, if they're still there.
Yeah.
But quite amazing. So why would our government do that?
That's how they do business, because I worked for the Air Force for 34 years as a civilian after that, and that's how they do business. And I won't mention the base, but they just flatten them out like a pancake and stack them up and get rid of them. They still do that. And then they get new vehicles.
They get new vehicles.
Yeah.
But you saw the change from the flat fender, flat roof, whether it was the old MBs from World War II or the A31s. You saw the change to the A31 A1, and quite amazing. Or M38A to the M38 A1. But you were able to drive the new Jeeps too?
Have I drove the newer Jeeps?
So when it changed to the rounded fenders.
Yeah. Well, I was driving a lot of different equipment, line trucks and Jeeps and stuff, pulling trailers, hauling poles, and doing all kinds of stuff. I've drove a lot of them.
Sure.
And then after I got back from overseas, I was sent into Cheyenne, Wyoming, at Warren Air Force Base as an instructor. Mm-hmm. You know, and what we were doing. And we had line trucks and all that, and I had to train the troops on the different augers and stuff on the line trucks to set the poles.
Sure.
And, you know.
Because you had lots of experience in Okinawa setting those poles in place.
Yeah, and every place I've been, I've worked the same. When I worked for the Air Force, that's what I've done all the time in heavy construction. With communications, 17th Column.